Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today's the 20th of August, 2023. We're going to talk about Litecoin today because the market completely fell apart. I mean, you guys can see it even from our price prediction, which we produced on August the 9th for Litecoin. The market completely fell off a cliff. What happened? Well, the only thing that can happen is that buyers didn't show up. And they didn't show at two crucial areas. I want you all to see this. The market in Litecoin, we needed to see buyers, okay, into the market in Litecoin come in and support the price right here off of our trend line, which would have been great if they did do that, but they didn't. And then for two, hold this trading channel around 80 bucks. So right in and around $80 is where the buyers really need to show us that they were buying Litecoin. And as you all can tell, they didn't convince us. They did not show up. And if they don't show up, then guess what we don't do? Exactly. We don't show up neither. So the price prediction, which I've created into the market in Litecoin, did not go correct. And you guys can tell right here. August the 2nd is when this price prediction was produced. I did an update on August the 9th. I didn't change it because as long as the market buyers held that area, which I told you all on the 9th, we wasn't going to change our price prediction. But soon after August the 9th, price in Litecoin completely fell off a cliff. Yeah. So market's not bullish. And we have broken some very key areas that the market needed to hold, and they didn't do it. So I am not going to be tricked and fooled into thinking that Litecoin is a buy, because clearly the chart is telling us a different story. And from our perspective, we follow the chart, nothing else. So check this out. Let's go ahead and get rid of this last price prediction to the market in Litecoin. It did not go right. It was wrong. We would have been down in Litecoin after we did our video. On the 15th of August, we still would have been down 10.63%. That is why I give you guys levels to pay attention to, because there will be times where your idea won't play out right. So rather than continue to keep a loser, the market will let you know. The market will always tell you whether you're on the right side or the wrong side of the trade. It becomes a human emotional calamity when people still hold on to hope. And that's something that we cannot do when you come in and trade and invest. The market will tell you when you're wrong, and you just got to pay attention and just follow through with your plan. All right. So let me go ahead and get rid of that. And now here's the trend. You guys can clearly tell that this is the current trend into the market in Litecoin. So even if you do see in a couple of days the market in Litecoin do this, run all the way back up, many people would think that we're back into a bull run, but don't be tricked. This is the trend. This is the direction that Litecoin is currently on. And until we see the market price in Litecoin break that downtrend, we should not be drastically bullish. It has to do that in order for us to become bullish into the market in Litecoin. But it doesn't mean that we can't profit to see the market in Litecoin go higher. Like, you can profit from this point to like $75, $76. Yeah, you can make money. You just got to know when to leave, right? You just got to know when to take the profit. Now, one thing you can tell after we saw this massive breakdown in Litecoin on the 17th of August, market ended the day down 13%. Look at the market though since then. Where's the market at now? Why hasn't the market really traded? Look at how small those price bars are. What's going on? Someone is not playing right now in Litecoin. You can tell by how dry the market volume is that the whales aren't participating right now. They're not trying to trade. They're not trying to invest. They're not trying to buy or sell. The market is just stagnated right now. Look at that. Take a look at Litecoin on the 2-day chart. Now, I do think that the price is currently overextended, meaning that we have fallen so far that we will see market in Litecoin eventually come back up. Maybe hit $70.60 and definitely up here towards 75.36. Like, those would be the areas that I would look for market to run in Litecoin. But that will have to be on a shorter time frame, because we've definitely seen some changes occur in Litecoin. Like, we cannot act like it's not happening, because it is. Here it is on the weekly chart. Like, this spread is drastically wide. Take a look on the 2 weeks. Like, the market is broken in Litecoin, and preferably not following through off this 2-week price fall. We should have seen the market in Litecoin continue to be bullish, but instead it fell off and it's still falling. That tells you how lack of buying is going on into the market in Litecoin. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised, especially right here. You guys can see a little bit better on this 3-weekly chart, that this would be seen as resistance on any move to the upside in Litecoin. I'm just gonna give you that straight. So if you were looking to be a buyer in Litecoin right now, be prepared for the market to get resisted around 70 bucks. That would be the first area there. And then the second area of resistance would be around 74, 75. Those would be the two targets that I would be expecting sellers to try to hit the market in Litecoin. Okay, so seeing that price currently in Litecoin is not bullish, we are going to play a little bit of weakness into the market because we've already seen a pretty big move to the downside, and I'm not going to be anticipating a bigger move lower as of right now, but I'm going to be prepared to see the next low come into the market in Litecoin. You guys can see it goes all the way back to like 2018. This would be my next low for us to look for Litecoin, and then this will be the second low right around $39. That's asinine, right? I know you guys look at that like, what the, ain't no way Litecoin is going to run down to 39 bucks. Well, when you look at this on a 3-monthly chart, anything's possible in the next 1 month and 11 days. If Litecoin looks the way that it looks right now in that 3 months, oh yeah, that's definitely possible. Definitely possible. Here it is on the 6. Okay, I'm just saying. But as you can tell, all that's not lost. This is where buyers really support the price in Litecoin, from like $39 to $50. Like that's where they're at. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the market go back down to that level in a longer term basis, especially if the buyers don't show up at all. All right, so let's go ahead and do this real quick. Okay, and I want you all to look at this on a minute chart, and you guys can see that the buyers aren't really showing up. Yeah, they're not showing up. Okay, so let me go ahead and do this, be done. We're going to look for the market in Litecoin to go lower, and I want to tell you, like I said, we've already have seen a pretty drastic move to the downside, so don't be surprised if the market in Litecoin initially begins to go up. Now that area to where I had to come back in and say, yeah, the market is definitely more bullish than it is bearish now, would be for the market in Litecoin to break above this $75.75 area off of strength. Okay, that simply means that even if we do run up to 75.75, if I don't see strength right up here at this point, I'm still expecting the market to eventually drift back down. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. So yeah, you could possibly do a small short-term move to the upside in Litecoin. There's nothing wrong with that. But once you see it hit these price targets, you need to let it go, because this is the current trend into the market in Litecoin. Until we see the market break this trend, that is how far you should suspect price is going to go. Now, of course, it's all based on probabilities. No one really knows how market's going to move. We just go off the information that we currently have at our disposal and follow through with that. Okay, now let's go ahead and bring my targets initially back up a little bit closer, because this $47.50, that's pretty big move to the downside, and I don't think that the market in Litecoin is going to make that drastic move as fast. Maybe in the next 3 to 6 months, yes, but in the next 3 to 6 days, no. So let me go ahead and pull this back, and we're going to focus on our target a little bit closer. Here's our first one. It's going to be around what is it, $60.10. That's the first target, 6.25% move to the downside there. My second target for Litecoin is going to be around $56.33, which is around 12.25. And then my last target is going to be right there around $54.14, which is 15.66% move to the downside. All right, that is it. Now, like I said, I know I'm gonna get some comments in the video saying, well, you got this wrong, the market went up instead. I'm telling you that right now. that by Litecoin being overextended to the downside, the market will have to, on a couple of days from now, go back up to fill in those orders that didn't get filled. This price prediction that we have right now is not for the next day, the next 2 days, the next 3 days. It's for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks of what we're expecting the market to be at that time. So let's just see what happens. Give me your thoughts. Hit that like button, share the video, and also subscribe to the channel because this is what I do. I give you all predictions. Yes, we are a free prediction service, giving you all a heads up as to where we're surmising price is going to be. And I also want to teach you all that you can do it on your own as well, to not be dependent on me or anyone else to give you content as to what you think price is going to do. Only rely off of the information that we have off the price chart. Nothing more, nothing less, because people can't lie about the money. Once you actually hit the buy or sell button, like, you can't take it back. It's done. Write it down. It's etched in stone. You cannot alter it. You cannot renege off of what you hit, buy or sell. And it's recorded. That's why I only focus in on the price chart. Everything else is ridiculous in terms of price action and price movement. Look at what people have already done. Like, think about it. Right here on this day in Litecoin, on the 30th of June, somebody, a massive institution, well, one individual, whoever it was, has shown us their hand. They sold as price in Litecoin was going higher. How do I know that? Well, look at the history. What happened after the market in Litecoin went up 28% in one day? It came all the way back down. So whoever sold with all this volume did an excellent thing. They showed us their hand, because then we didn't get any follow through. Give me your thoughts. Make sure you maintain your profitability. And as always, trade different.